Marquette is back, and they're looking really impressive to start the year off, picking up right where they left off last season. And I'm going to answer why this Marquette team is so difficult to beat, despite losing a first-round draft pick to Max Prosper. And the first answer I have is Marquette has a true identity as a team. They have a bunch of guys who buy into their roles and play them to their best of their ability. A guy like Stevie Mitchell, who averages less than 5 points per game, is an invaluable piece of the team because of the intangibles, because of the defense, the effort he brings. He's a star in his role. He's a glue guy, and you need guys like that. Not everyone can average close to 20 points per game like Cam Jones. And then you have player development and player retention under Shaka Smart. As I mentioned earlier, they returned everybody outside of Max Prosper, who went on to the NBA. And then player development under Shaka, you have Tyler Kolek in his first year at Marquette. Shot 32% from the field and 28% from three. And last season, on his route to the Big East Player of the Year, he shot close to 50% from the field and 40% from three. And he's well on his way to doing the same thing again this season. You got the jump Max made, the jump Cam Jones made. Oso Ighodaro went from the sophomore year, he was a backup center, averaged 5 points per game. He had a big season last year, and this season, he's stuffing the stat sheet. He's averaging 15 points per game, 7 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.2 steals, 1.3 blocks per game. Players are improving under Shaka Smart, and the chemistry from being together is noticeable. Marquette's attention to detail is fantastic. They don't beat themselves. They work to get good shots in the offense. They'll push it in transition when it's there, but they're really limiting their mistakes. They only average 9 turnovers per game playing at a super high speed. That's wild. You know, it's unlike Wisconsin, UCLA, Virginia, who have fewer possessions per game, and they take good care of the ball. No, Marquette is pushing the ball in the top 25 and fewest turnovers per game in the country. That is super impressive. Shaka got these guys locked into the little things, the attention to detail, and Shaka has them playing harder than just about everybody in the country. If you watched a Marquette game from the last few years under Shaka Smart, they play hard for a full 40 minutes, or if it goes overtime, they'll go hard for a full 45 minutes. Their cardio is second to none, but they work so hard. And I thought perhaps, hey, there might be a honeymoon effect where all the energy from Shaka and practice, the games, like maybe it'll be a honeymoon, it'll wear off after a year or two. But no, they're playing as hard as ever, and they're together as a team. It's impressive. And the fifth thing is Tyler Kolek is the perfect head of the snake for Shaka Smart to run the offense. He has a clear synergy with all his teammates, especially Oso Ighodaro and Cam Jones. He just makes his teammates better. He lifts them up. With Oso Ighodaro, his size, his speed, athleticism, skill on offense, it's impressive. But you combine that with Kolek, who knows how to find them in the pick and roll. They have 3 years together. It's a thing of beauty. And Cam Jones, each game, will cash out on multiple opportunities, multiple assists from Kolek, from all the attention Kolek brings, from getting to the lane, stirring the drink for the offense. And the sixth thing is the bench brings a total change of pace. You have an impressive starting lineup that really gets after you, that's tenacious, they're talented, but you only have one plus level athlete in that starting lineup, and Oso Ighodaro. When the bench comes in with Chase Ross and Sean Jones, you have 2 high-level athletes coming in with fresh legs to pick up right where the starting lineup left off. They are tough. They are menaces on defense. They can really get after the ball. They'll pick you up from 40 feet, move their feet super well. It's a great change of pace. It will really break down a team spirit once you're like, okay, you withstand the starting lineup. You bring in these 2 high-level athletes. It changes everything for Marquette. So Shaka Smart, he earned his AP Coach of the Year award last year. The culture, the buy-in, the intensity from his players, it's second to none. It's been super fun to watch. And they're not successful because they have this overwhelming amount of NBA talent. They have good pieces, and I'm not counting anyone out to make the NBA because there's so many pathways to make the NBA these days versus what it was 10 years ago. But they're not overwhelming. I see it as the sum, the whole is greater than the parts. Shaka has these guys playing to their full potentials. It is an impressive thing to see. And you just have to tip your cap to Shaka Smart. He's done a fantastic job, and it'll be interesting to see if they can keep this up. I think they will. I think Marquette is going to be a tough team all year long who can make a deep run into the NCAA tournament. And that's all I got for you. Thank you very much for making it to the end of the video. If this is your first video with me, make sure to like and subscribe for more Marquette and college basketball content, and I'll see you next time.